Hi, good morning guys. Early morning flight from Stockholm. Yeah, that's our hometown. To London at the moment. Continuing to Phoenix, Arizona today with my friend Anders. And yeah, a little bit tired. Not been sleeping much tonight, but we are really excited. It's gonna be a great trip. Bye. We're coming. 2 hours here on London Heathrow Airport, then we continue up to Denver, Colorado. See you guys. So now we're waiting here on our layover at London Heathrow Airport. I thought I'd use the time to explain a little bit what our trip is all about. So we're actually on our way to Phoenix, Arizona by plane. Have another layover in Denver, Colorado. And from Phoenix we take a rental car which we'll have for 8 days, and then we will explore Arizona and Nevada is the plan, and see a lot of cool stuff, stay in trailers out in the nature, go up to the Rocky Mountains, see the Grand Canyon, visit a lot of cool museums. And if you want to join us, just keep on watching this vlog and you'll see what it will be about. Our plane is waiting for us already. Hi guys, the big advantage with flying intercontinental here on British Airways is you don't just have a huge plane, really big, yeah, but you also have bar on board. So you just go here, take one, and since 10 hours is an awful lot of sitting around and you get tired and you get dehydrated, don't forget to drink water. Hi Anders. Finally we arrived at our place for the night. Yeah. Here I am, our rental car. And this is the place we're gonna stay at. Looks weird. In Arivaca, Arizona. Would you open the door, please? Let's see what's expecting us inside. This is absolutely crazy. It's spooky almost. Dark around. There's a big RV next to us. You figure out how to open it? Okay. That one is blocked somehow. No. Yeah. Pull it. In what? So, finally got it open. Let's go inside. Here's there some light switch. Hear me? Yay! Light. We have a lot of light. So, small little place, small kitchen. Yeah, look, everything's included, super. And here is the sleeping place. Perfect, 2 beds. Would be good. Great toilet. All right. It's gonna work. 3 nights. So please some light on this. Then I say good night everybody. Sleep well. See you tomorrow. Good morning everybody. So here we are in Arivaca, Arizona. Just woke up like half an hour ago. And I'm just looking around a little bit. We are staying in this, yeah, you could call it a trailer in an RV park. And this is what the place looks like. A little bit in the distance we have some mountains. It's quite a beautiful area. Temperature is about 15 degrees. Here's the main building, which contains the facilities for the RV park and also a nice small little restaurant, which we will try out one of the evenings. Yeah, basically that's it for now. So let's get started into the day and see what we will do. Start exploring. See you guys. Today I'm at the PIMA Air and Space Museum here in Tucson, Arizona. And yeah, they really get some seriously cool stuff here. Like this Martin Mariner, which actually is the plane that sank the Yamato, the biggest battleship in the world. We've got the SR-71 Blackbird here. But you know guys, there's so much here to see, so many cool planes that I can't really fit it in the video. I'm gonna show you some samples, but then further on I'll post some pictures, and if you're interested and want to know more, just write me a message and yeah, we can talk about it, or I send you some pics or whatever. Thanks for now. Yeah, and here we've got a V1 rocket. How cool isn't that? World War II hangar, B-24. Really cool stuff. One bay of a B-24 bomber. It's kind of crowded, really a lot of stuff. Really narrow walkway. Just imagine walking here, war going on, bomb bays open. Need to get your way through. Stunning. We have a small view up into the cockpit. But still, perhaps the perfect spot to be working on this plane. Must be inside here. And there she is, one of the most famous of them all, the B-29. Aircraft that dropped the first atomic bomb. Need to take a look inside the bomb bay. Oh yes, there was the bombs hanging. Pretty dark in here, but whatever. I see something. So just imagine inside such places where the bomb's hanging. Pretty amazing. Oh, they got a movie over here going on. That's cool. At this absolutely crazy museum, the inside definitely isn't everything. Even if the hangars are great, there's so many planes out here too. Here we have a Lockheed Constellation. We have a collection of different presidential aircraft, Air Force ones you could say. Got some more super actually get a Dreamliner just on display, even if it's still an operative aircraft. Yeah, you certainly got a lot of cool stuff here. Also German and Russian planes. I think it's quite cool that they park one of the most beautiful planes ever built just next to probably one of the most ugly ones. And here they've got a lineup of all the strategic bombers from the Cold War era. So, standing right underneath the B-52. Believe me, this aircraft isn't just a legend and totally awesome. It's really huge too. Those B-52s definitely are quite impressive. And here they don't only have American stuff, they also have a collection of foreign fighter planes, like these Russian ones. First MiG-29, MiG-21, MiG-17, a real collection of MiG planes. Just imagine in those old Cold War times if they would have been facing off with the B-52s like this. We are at the B-17 hangar, and the guy standing down there signing books. He actually used to be a bomber pilot in the war, flying B-17s. So it's quite cool to have him here right today when we're here and listen a little bit to his stories. Perhaps, if he tells us something. So this aircraft is so much of a legend, they actually dedicated a whole hangar to it. So, finally leaving the PIMA Air and Space Museum in Tucson, Arizona. The conclusion is they've got really a lot of cool stuff here. Too bad it's not possible to enter many of the aircraft, but anyway, definitely recommend everyone to go here. Tired after a long day out in the museum, sitting here at Soul Food in Arivaca, next to the RV park, waiting for the food. It's a nice place. Have a look around. And there's someone too. Hi. So, our sandwiches come. So, good morning folks. Now I'm on my way to the Titan Missile Museum. Driving here on Arivaca Road. And what strikes me a lot here when driving around is that you find these border patrol trucks basically everywhere. I mean, it's a matter of fact, we're just like 10 kilometers from the Mexican border. So Trump still hasn't built his wall. And yeah, they're driving around everywhere, and soon I'll be coming to a checkpoint where they will check my passport and everything, because yeah, the car too, sure. Because of course I could have picked up some Mexican immigrants here while driving, and yeah, you never know. But I mean, the road itself, it's quite interesting. It's a bit of bumpy and narrow, and the landscape is great. You see a lot of these semi-desert area with mountains in the distance, and yeah, I'm kind of excited what this day will bring. First we're going to the museum, or I'm going on this long guided tour. I'll send you a review about that, and afterwards me and my friend are gonna cruise around a bit in the area and have a look at the nature and the small town of Arivaca, and yeah, I'll show you afterwards. But for now, I wish you all a really good day, and I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Hey, I have a question. I have answers. It's going to be colder down inside. No, it'll be beautiful underneath. Notice? Yeah. No, you don't. The only thing will be outside for a little bit. About 10 minutes to start, and then all right, let's go, people. Speak here. You get in through the middle stairs.
There'll be plenty of cell phone service all the way down here, right?
Oh, you just reminded me of something. Thank you very much. We'll get everybody here. I'll make that announcement. Okay.
Right here where I'm standing is where the hardened part of the facility starts. We're 35 feet below the ground at this point. Now this panel is important because it powers the lights. This panel over here, you notice, looks pretty important. But look at the wiring. It's taut versus this has slack in it so it can move. It's mounted directly to the floor and also to the wall. It would most likely get structures here. This tunnel is just buried under good old Arizona dirt. What's being shock isolated are the power cables, the communication cables, and the chilled water. They would just float in the middle of this tunnel as the tunnel's moving all around. Same way with the long cableway behind you. Now you're crossing over this bridge. This bridge is crossing over an 11-inch gap called the rattle space. Don't leave your hard hats in here. Just please keep up with where you put your hard hats. Okay, there used to be a fifth person that was not considered part of the crew, but was here 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, called the pad chief. Pad chief sat right at that table. His job was to coordinate all of the activities that the mod crews and the maintenance crews. Here's something called a blast valve. That yellow band is up top. The tunnel ventilation shaft's right behind this wall. So all the fresh air comes in through here, down through this ductwork, down to an air handler down below us, where it comprises of a chilled water system. We don't pass Freon through the system. We use Freon to chill water, then we circulate water around the whole complex. Their way into there. Early on, you could have been a captain, he could have been a major. That's just the way the staffing went. We only have one target that we could go to. So how many targets are here, though?
3.
3. Which one's lit up?
2.
Okay, target 2 is our default target for 19 years. To my knowledge, it never came off at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So does anybody know where target 2 is? For those that took this tour before, do you know? No? We don't know. We were hoping you knew. Had a woman here said Oregon once. She was adamant about it too. When asked, she said, well, that's where her ex-husband lives. He's over here, by the way. We've already pre-positioned it. Normally that would be in the safe. You know, when we had the LES, it was actually behind that cabinet there, so the officer would have to go around and turn the key and wouldn't even be able to see each other. And here's a launch sequence. It mimics this device here. Now when you two turn the keys, in fact when all of you turn the keys, once you turn you've committed. There's no turning back. There's no oops button, there's no I wish I hadn't done that button. You're committed. It's like squeezing a trigger on a rifle. That bullet's going to go. The only thing that can stop it is this device, or this device. If it senses a problem in the power or in the launch sequence, it will put a hold on the launch, and it's up to BMAT and MFT to break open up emergency tool kit they had here, look at procedures, diagnose problems. And that's what this plexiglass is for. We didn't have this plexiglass. This is so during a launch sequence, the BMAT and MFT are circling lights as they sequence, and if it goes on hold, they will know what state it was in when it stopped. So they could match that up with the scenario to jump around that. Okay, go to the first page. That's a launch message. That's Alpha 2-3 Hotel. That's a real launch message. At least it was when this was here. That man's going to say 25 characters. You're going to write down each of those characters, and at the end of the message, he says, I say again, you swap your books. You check each other's work. If you're in agreement that that's a legitimate launch message, you acknowledge it right here, and then you go over that safe. Right here's your acknowledge button. You go over that safe, you unlock that safe. That's not the go to war safe. You pull out a stack of authenticator cards. I've been told there's 15 in there. Crews call these cookies. The second line, there's 7 characters. The very first 2 characters, you find which cookie matches. So let's say it's Delta Foxtrot. You find the DF. You break it open. They just snap open their plastic. You pull out the information. It has 7 characters on it. If they match that second line in verbatim, then you have the full authority of our leadership to launch this missile. The next line down is 6 characters, right, commanders?
Yes.
That is your butterfly code. You read it out to the VMAT, he or she puts it in here, hits that button, we have green light, we're locked, loaded, ready to go. The next line down is the time to launch. Again, that World War III's highly choreographed event. Those 35,000 nuclear warheads have been timed down to the 1 second for deployment with this SIOP plan, the Single Integrated Operational Plan. We take our offsite time, we add it to that time, we put it over there on that launch clock so there's no confusion. Put your left hands on the key. You might have to stand, Commander. Ready? I need you to give.
You can sit down.
I need you to give the command 3, 2, 1, turn. When you say turn, you both turn gently clockwise till it stops. Hold it till you see the green light that says launch enable. When you see that green light, say release. Okay? You got it?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, turn.
Just hold it to the stop.
Launch enable.
Okay, release. That's all there is. Now you would be under normal conditions shouting out each one of those lights. So you got batteries enabled, right? Batteries activated. 2, 1, turn.
Just turn to the stop and hold it. Look at the green light when it comes on,
Launch
say
enable.
release.
Release. It's that simple. You would be barking out each of the lights.
Batteries activated.
The VMAX right here looking at these lights. The MFT's watching the launch sequence from a power perspective because you asked about the sound abatement. The Launch Control Center up above us has this type of floor. Early on, it reflects a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise emanating from here and a lot of noise being
No problem.
phone systems.
Just go ahead.
That's pretty nice. Right behind you, we added this air conditioner in 2015. The side air conditioner is right behind you, Mary. That would have been running constantly. It's a chilled water system. So that's how they escape.
So
Not
this is
very
the
fast.
escape route.
And part of the checkoff list is this would be too filthy. This floor would have to be wet mopped and then buffed with no wax every shift check.
Oh,
Depending on how good I do with the cutting afterwards. So this is the real stuff.
Three more ones. It's a long.
Damn.
I know.
There's some more cardio.
see, people said, why don't you use GPS? Anybody got an answer? No? Even today?
Was it accurate enough?
No, it's very accurate.
It can be jammed.
You can take out the satellite into the complex. So what would happen is that you would have several people suited up. One's in the suit connecting up, even topside as well as down in what is called a pump room, and people's spares sitting in here. So this is actually, if everything's correct, computer will shut them down and control it. But if you want a course correction, after all these are shut down, these are two solid fuel Vernier rocket motors. They're sitting on stage 2. So they will fire, they're 500 pounds of thrust burn from here.
So there's the missile.
And on the far side. So when I told you
That's
about those
crazy.
walls where those, somebody asked what those red things are, Mr. Craig talked about, it's a 350 kilowatt, 510 diesel horsepower generator. Now, 350 kilowatts was not enough to run this complex normally. I needed about 550 kilowatts. So they would use on the control panel what's called permissive controls to shut things. All these lights were chained by this gentleman right here, from old sodium vapor lights, fluorescent tubing, into LED. That's the dude that did it.
Cool.
And with that, inside that launch duct, how bright that is when I get. Okay, trip passengers, number 5, be careful, please. All right. Okay. And I told you about the nipple. That's where they would actually pressurize it with this nipple right here. And this goes right to the inside, air and all that stuff. And they would have all this. So, and hold that crap right there. No, here, hold it like this. Okay, there you go. So, lift it and know how you think it weighs.
Oh, probably like 15 pounds,
Okay,
maybe.
I'll buy that, about 12, 15 pounds, okay?
Yeah.
And so all these now, you see the patches and all that stuff. And so at one time, and I agree with my colleague, they would probably use this training, but at one time they would have patches on them.
Right.
Because you're just not going to wear a new suit all the time, okay?
Right.
So anyhow, they don't work anymore, all right? Okay? It lock in place like that, all right? Now, notice that you have, remember that breathing device? Did I say anything about air conditioning? Well, everything hurts. Everything hurts. I'm digging a moat around the house. Yeah, the warranty for termites is only good for like 2 years. So then I paid for have a 7-year warranty. They dug a trough and they put Thermador. That other tape is about 18 inches long, and this says you use that to say do this. This says you told me to do this. That's what this would be. Okay? Follow me, please. Everybody line up in front of here for a bit. Now let's look down into the salt.
So much stuff. So this is below the rocket. So actually this is the place where the exhausts are led away from the rocket engine.
30,000 pounds. Remember that we kept on talking about a thrust mount? This is it right here. It weighs 26,000 pounds. Remember those springs as you go on the outside? Every place you see an actuator right here, if you look straight up, you will see those big springs. And there are really 8 actuators here. There are 4 vertical and 4 horizontal. And what would happen? Right over here, you see the horizontal one, the vertical one. Prior to your launch, you need to lock the thrust mount down so it doesn't move. And you did it by driving wedges in here hydraulically in both the horizontal and the vertical actuators. They are shock isolators, if you will. They lock the thrust mount down in place.
So after a day at the Missile Museum, we decided to go out in nature and see something of this beautiful place here. And we were actually in a restaurant. They told us to go to a place called Ruby, which apparently is a ghost town. And we were supposed to drive this dirt road here for 19 miles. And yeah, here we have a sign saying Coronado National Forest. We'll see where it leads us. So that's really a cool sign, I would say. But yeah, we're not so far from the Mexican border, so perhaps it's right. Cool. Yeah, now we have been driving around a bit. Sun is about to go down. So we're slowly heading back to Arivaca and our place. Here is the Arivaca Valley. You can see some buildings in the distance, which actually is the town of Arivaca. It's not bigger than that, but the landscape really is amazing, especially in this evening light now. The light is stunning. So, I'm gonna wish all of you a good night at once, and see you again tomorrow.
Hey, hey.
So, hi folks.
Hello, thank you for coming to Arizona.
I just wanted to introduce my new friends here.
Hello,
Hi.
hello.
We spent some really lovely days at their place here. They have Airbnb and this nice restaurant called Arivaca Soul.
Yes.
I don't know if you see it.
Yeah,
And
you can see it.
whoever ever visits Arizona, make sure to come here because they are the nicest people in the world. So, tell me something about you and what you're doing here.
You first.
Well, my name is Ebony. I'm the chef. I'm the owner. I make real good food. Come by and see me. Check out the place.
And I'm Jim, and I keep the place running, so they call me when everything breaks, and that's what I do, run around and fix
He's a
things.
handyman.
And I get to run the cash register.
Sounds a little bit like me at home. So next time, see you guys in Sweden.
Okay, yeah, we'll be there soon, we hope.
To soon be there, yes.
And best greetings to everyone who's watching. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Bye.
Bye.
Driving through Tucson. Tack för det. So on our way from Arivaca, Arizona to Kingman, Arizona, drive of 5.5 hours, which we did today. We stopped by here at Picacho Peak State Park just to get a little impression of the nature here with the beautiful mountains. Looks quite cool with all the cacti. Difficult light for filming. Also the view in the other direction is kind of cool with all these cacti. Arizona landscape. All the mountains. Down there is the interstate. We'll soon keeping on driving towards north. So here in Wickenburg we got caught up in the middle of a big rodeo or something like. A lot of horses. Quite cool. We don't see a lot of these things around in Europe. Hi.
Van Aiken, ride right on in.
Stay. Scooter.
No time, we're gonna pick up Jerry Palm and John Van Aiken right here. Gonna be no time for number 13.
We're looking for team number 28, David Kimball, Michael Sitzman. Kimball and Sitzman are the ropers. We're going to roll down 28, 29, Marianne. Roger, Bill Ryan, team 30. Enemy now time here at 29, Team 30 now, Roger Gunch, Bill Gumber. You'll be followed by Cal McCumber and Bill Mankin at team number 31. 32 is Burke and Willis. Patton and Embry, be ready at team 33. Bill Burke and Ernie Willis, you're next out. Team 32, Chloe 33, Patton and Embry. Maxwell 34, Peter and Papa Stein at 35. Rory and Jeff right in.
Just want to give a small impression of all those cool cars and trailers and horses and everything around here, and how huge this place really is. I mean, for us, this definitely is something extraordinary. It's a completely straight highway. Never-ending straight. And Arizona desert around. Special about this area is all the Joshua trees. Now we're coming out actually a little bit of it, but the view is magnificent. It's so far in the distance. The road is completely straight, and yeah, it's amazing. So finally we are approaching our destination of today, Kingman, Arizona. It's been a long drive, but we've seen a lot of cool stuff and a beautiful landscape. So we're kind of happy. And now we're just curious about the hotel, and then we'll have a look around town. So finally arrived at our motel in Kingman, Arizona. Yeah, we will check out a little bit tonight, perhaps have some food or something, but basically I think we're gonna save most of our energy for tomorrow, for exciting Las Vegas. But yeah, here we are, 3-State Inn in Kingman, and actually it's snowing. Who would expect something like that? When walking around in Kingman, one of the really cool things is actually the scenery behind the town, especially now in the evening. When the sun is setting, everything is dark and the sunlight is still shining on the mountains behind. That's really nice. If someone should be wondering where we are, this is historic grounds. Yes, actually the Route 66 passed through here, and tomorrow we're actually gonna drive a little bit on the old famous Route 66. Massa god mat, lots of good food, yay! We're at the House of Hops in Kingman. Really good beer, pale ale, and a lovely place.
So that is